This is KGW News at noon.
Today, President Biden approved a disaster declaration for Hawaii. That clears the way for federal money to help the state recover from these historic wildfires in Maui. Thank you for joining us this noon. I'm Brenda Braxton. The fires have claimed 36 lives so far, and crews are out searching for survivors. In the meantime, the main airport in Maui is sheltering about 2,000 travelers. Some had their flights canceled. Other tourists had just arrived. State officials say they don't want any more flights coming to the island. But we checked with PDX, and a plane left for Maui just hours ago. One couple from Canada was staying in Kihei and had to flee the flames.
We were actually going to go to Greece this summer, but there's a lot of wildfires there, so we didn't go to Greece because of the wildfires, and we came here and there's wildfires. We were closer to them here than we are in Canada. There's a lot there. We could smell like the air quality was similar actually.
1,500 visitors are set to fly out today, and 11,000 flew out yesterday. Officials haven't said what started the fires, but the National Weather Service says dry conditions and high winds made the situation worse. A lot of viewers have asked what they can do to help people who live and work on the island and where they can make a donation. KGW's Alma McCarty has more on local relief efforts.
Wednesday evening, officials in Hawaii report more than 250 structures on Maui have been damaged or destroyed as wildfires ripped through the island, decimating the historic seaside town of Lahaina.
So there are sporadic fires that have taken place in different parts of the island. Some, sadly, much more devastating than others, but all of them are taking their toll.
The Jewish Federation of Greater Portland began collecting donations for fire victims right away. They connected me with Rabbi Ronan Malik, who leads the Jewish congregation of Maui. He spent the day assessing the needs across the island.
The community in Lahaina on Front Street have been affected horribly with the loss of businesses and homes. And we do have some congregants in that area that we're currently reaching out to and trying to get in contact with.
I can only imagine how bad that was.
Meanwhile, those born and raised on Maui who now live in Portland reached out to friends and loved ones back home, watching the devastation from thousands of miles away. David Kahoilua is the owner of Bamboo Grove Hawaiian Grill.
It's a small island. It's a small community. It's a tight-knit community. Everybody looks after each other, and I'm sure that went on last night. You know, people were moving for safety, but I'm sure they were looking after their neighbors and checking as they were fleeing.
As fire crews fight the flames, the community near and far rallies in support. In addition to the Jewish Federation's donation drive, Salvation Army volunteers are on standby for a possible trip to help. On Maui, Rabbi Malik explains these donations will help them purchase essentials to go to the most affected areas. It will take quite a bit of effort to fully recover from this disaster.
So, our hope is that the community will respond on numerous different fronts to be able to address the needs of the wider Maui community to make sure that such events do not repeat themselves in the future and can be contained.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
KGW is partnering with the American Red Cross to collect donations from the Pacific Northwest. You can text the word FIRE to 503-226-5088 and we'll send you a link with ways to help. Well, Rod Hill is tracking the weather conditions that fueled those flames. And Rod, there's better news today.
There is, and in large part, there were two reasons that the winds kicked up. A high pressure system up to the north and Hurricane Dora to the south, which passed about 600 miles south of the island. But Hawaii was right in the middle of the pressure gradient that produced east winds just racing across Maui in particular. And again, reports that the winds peaked at some instances as high as 80 miles per hour. Anyway, Dora, which is still a major hurricane, Category 4, is still moving, though, off to the west, now more than 1,000 miles away from Honolulu itself. And I just checked Maui and the other Hawaiian Islands. Everything's back to normal trade winds at this hour. Westerlies 15, gusts to 25, which is pretty typical for them. So that unusual weather pattern that quickly produced those winds, that is over, if no signs of that coming back. So that is good news. Here's a look at what's happening here at home. We're completely dry. We had a lot of cloudiness, as you know, this morning. Those clouds are now in the process of breaking up statewide. It's going to be a nice, comfortable afternoon. And enjoy this afternoon, because coming up in my complete forecast, we'll talk about this. This is Wednesday, 5 p.m. next week. Hot weather surging across much of the west, penetrating northward up into Canada, and it still looks increasingly likely at this hour that we will, in fact, get into a heat wave next week. So here are my latest numbers. Sunday, 97, Monday, 100, Tuesday, 103, Wednesday, 104, Thursday, 99, or maybe still 100 degrees. We've not been warmer than 98. We've only been in the mid-90s or better 4 times a summer. So that by far is going to be the hottest weather that we have seen. We're at 74 degrees right now. I have us getting up to 83 this afternoon. Again, the complete forecast, more on the heat wave coming up.
Thank you, Rod. A quick traffic update this noon. A natural gas leak is closing Northeast Halsey in Gresham between 170th and 172nd. Crews are on scene trying to fix it. As of now, no one in the area is being ordered to evacuate. This noon, a big development in a story we've been investigating for months. Multnomah County is threatening to fine its only ambulance provider over performance issues. KGW found that American Medical Response was slow to respond to 1 out of every 3 emergency calls in Multnomah County, taking longer than 8 minutes to get there. Yesterday, the county chair announced the fines will start next month if things don't improve. AMR blames a staffing shortage and a county requirement that 2 paramedics answer calls. The county says AMR is not complying with its contract. Oregon's governor is asking law enforcement a pointed question about the criminal sentences commuted by her predecessor. The Oregonian reports Tina Kotek wants to know which ones they'd revoke. Back in 2021, then Governor Kate Brown commuted the sentences of 41 prisoners. It was kind of a thank you for helping fight wildfires in 2020. There's been a lot of criticism about that, specifically in the last few months, after one of those prisoners, Jesse Calhoun, was linked to the deaths of 4 women in the Portland area. Governor Kotek revoked his commutation at the request of law enforcement. She also revoked the sentences of 4 other men who violated the conditions of their release. Portland police say the search is over for this accused sex offender. Officers say they arrested Dustin Neeram around 6 o'clock this morning after getting a call about a man in his underwear outside a house in Northeast watching the people who live there. Police say they arrested Neeram twice in the last month for exposing himself in public, but he was released. Officers say he then started doing the same things in front of students at McDaniel High School. They allege he broke into the building and stole the track uniform he's wearing in this photograph. Right now, Dustin Neeram is in the Clackamas County Jail. Well, another man arrested and released 4 times in the last month for a vandalism spree in Gresham appears to be at it again. Now police are asking for help to track him down. They say 25-year-old Garrett Fine was caught on surveillance video shattering the windows of 2 more businesses Tuesday morning. He's accused of breaking a total of 7 windows in the Gresham Town Fair shopping center. Plus, he's accused of causing all this damage from an earlier spree. Court records show the vandalism in Gresham is the 5th open criminal mischief case against him. If you see Garrett Fine, you're asked to call police.